Hello, my name is Mark Boissonneau with Tradesman Heating and Air Conditioning. We get a number of questions from our clients when they're in their homes. The question I'll be answering in this video is, what is the best brand of heating and air conditioning products? As the biggest York dealer in Winnipeg, naturally you would expect that we're going to say York is the best brand, and that's not necessarily so. And I'll explain. In Winnipeg over the years, Carrier, Lennox, Trane, Rheem, there's about a half a dozen, including York, of the top more common names of furnaces that the local distributors are supplying. All of these products basically are manufactured in the U.S. and they're brought in, and they're brought in and stocked, and from one year to the next, as the new models come out, all the manufacturers are competing for to have the latest and the greatest thing, and some of the advertising will show that over time that this furnace the efficiency is much better. It's a two-stage, it's a modulating, all the different models. So all the manufacturers have their good, better, best, from a low-end builder's unit to the ones with all the fancy whistles and bells and whistles. None of them are in the business of manufacturing anything that doesn't work, or having a model that's just basically turns out to be a lemon. So over the years, sure, there's been some companies that have had their problems. They've unintentionally come out with a model that has caused them nothing but grief. But I would have to say that from one brand to the next, you kind of get what you pay for when you're picking a model. But from one manufacturer to the next, realistically, I don't think there is a whole lot of difference. What it boils down to is that you get a company that you trust to do the installation so that it's done properly to the manufacturer's recommendations. The startup and all the setup for everything is suited to what's required to match up with the ductwork and everything else that's going on in your home. That is definitely a crucial thing to have. That's the number one problem. If a system isn't, no matter how expensive the unit is, if it's not installed properly, it's just not going to work. It's going to cause nothing but problems. It's going to have failure. It's not going to last as long. The furnaces that come into the province from the States basically need to be inventoried and stocked locally with a satisfactory amount of parts, because at some point the furnaces need to be repaired. The parts that are made for these furnaces may or may not have replacement parts as a universal come into play. So a lot of times you get stuck having to get the exact replacement component from that manufacturer, and I don't want to mention any names, but there are some suppliers in the city that over time they've chosen to have a reduced amount of inventory to keep their overhead down, and basically it's affected how, as a contractor, how we've been able to supply our customers with available parts. We've ended up with some brands having to inventory the part on our own, rather than being able to get it at the supplier or have them order it in from another province. So, getting back to what we supply in York, the reason why we're a York dealer is because we've had a good relationship with them locally. They treat us fairly with any issues that come up. They stock a fantastic amount of parts and components, and I hope that answers your question on what's a good brand of equipment to purchase. I hope you got some value from this video. Feel free to ask any questions in the comment box below. Please share and subscribe to our channel if you haven't. You can reach us at tradesmandrcool.com or call us at 888-2020. Thank you.